This is Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessing be multiplied on all you brethren pushing this word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, 144,000, and the rest of the men, women, and children that will receive mercy from the Lord in these last days. Shalom. I'm the brother Dhamma Gabar with another lesson, Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Alright, and I started with this Habakkuk, the second chapter, because the vision is for an appointed time, which means these prophecies. And one of the main prophecies that is speaking is the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast. And as I'm about to show you in this quick little about 2-minute video, hey, these devils are implementing and pushing this digital ID system, this digital beast system, which we know will eventually lead to the MOTB, which is this beast system where they're going to start putting these implantable micro C-hips inside of you people, which is known as the mark of the beast in the scriptures, all right? That charagma, all right? And they're starting to roll it out. It's becoming, it's becoming what it's supposed to be. And it's being slowly implemented, all around the world. And then eventually it will be here in the West. So as we've been, prophesying here at Great Millstone, starting with the elders and the apostles, hey, this thing is here. It's, it's not tarrying anymore, and it's showing itself. All right. And all these false prophets, all these other Israelite groups have been telling you that it's sin in all of its form, that it's not something physical, that it's a spiritual mark, that it's this and it's that. Hey, they're all going to be found to be liars, man. So y'all better wise up. You better, get it together and, you better get your minds right, because this thing is coming and it's not tarrying any longer. So I'm going to play this little clip. Got another precept and I'm going to close it.
Now, it even gets worse. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is continuing its global push to support its so-called government-backed digital ID programs, and this time setting its sight on Kenya, where it will advise the government on that country's Maisha Namba digital ID initiative that is currently under development. So, according to a Kenyan news agency, Gates' role is assisting the Kenyan government in its development, and the rollout of Maisha Namba was announced after a recent series of the closed-door meetings with Kenyan President William Ruto. According to Biometric Update, Maisha Namba is supposedly expected to address different challenges, such as identifying and authenticating citizens, safeguarding primary registration documents such as birth certificates and national identity cards, and improving the management of the social programs and government operations. The project has been met with skepticism in some parts of the country. Rights groups have also been expressing concern over the possibility of discrimination and the erosion of privacy. But listen, I just told you in a very nice way. Now let me just put it blatantly to you. The program targets the birth of new babies. So once you have your baby, before your baby leaves the hospital, you no longer get a paper birth certificate, but then you get a digital one that is somehow implanted somewhere on somebody's body. Think about that, but have a listen to this.
The digital ID, which has been a big problem to us for a very long time, is now on a testing mode for the next 2 months. I have been assured by all the stakeholders, led by the ministries concerned, that by December, we will be able to launch digital ID, where every Kenyan don't have to carry any paper, plastic or otherwise, as an ID, that they should be able to be identified digitally using their iris or their fingerprints, and we can transact without the necessity of people struggling to identify who they are. And the proudest part of it is that we don't have to spend the billions that we have spent on all the other manenos, as all of you know.
We're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein.
Kenya is in serious trouble. Now, for you to accept this, that means you're going to be completely surveilled and controlled. Think about it. So they have targeted the new babies, of course, even the ordinary citizens, the grown-ups, the young ones, the teenagers, and even the elderly ones will receive this digital ID. But they will then create a new generation where they'll be completely under this digital ID.
You heard it. I ain't got to say no more. All right. And what does it say? What does she say? Yeah, they're doing it with the babies, but what does she say? Eventually, all the adults are going to have to, get involved with this digital system. And they said by December, you see? So they're fast-tracking this thing. They're not no longer prolonging it, man. All right, and in the future, if you want to buy or sell, if you want to be identified, if you want to be considered a citizen of Kenya, a citizen of the world, or a citizen or whatever country you may come from, this will be the only way that you'll be able to be identified by the powers that be. If you want to receive your universal basic income, you want to, be able to have a job, to get an apartment, to be identified as a citizen, to receive whatever benefits or handouts or welfare, Section 8, government housing, whatever. All right, you're going to have to bow down and bow down yourself to this new digital beast system, man, which will eventually come in the form of the C ragamuffin, the micro C hip, all right? And this is Revelations 13-16. And he calls of all, right? It don't matter. Rich, poor, free and bond, newborn babies, teenagers, old adults, whoever, man. All right? It says, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And we know that word for mark is karagma, man, which is a thing that's going to be inserted, a physical, carnal mark. It's not some spiritual mark. It's not some spiritual tag. It's not some fucking QR code or barcode you're going to have to have in your wallet or in your pocket or on your phone to be able to be identified or to buy and sell. All right, it's a physical thing. All right, it says, or in their foreheads. Remember, the lady said, wherever they put this new digital thing inside of you, man. You see, and they're doing it over there in Kenya, and that big bobblehead, baldhead, sellout coon, president or whatever the hell he is over there in Kenya. Hey, he's brought and paid for. They brought and paid that nigga off. They probably offering him all type of money for him to stand up there and to lead his people down the path of this beast system, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he already has the goddamn karagma, man. But you can see a lot of these leaders, these presidents, these prime ministers, or whatever they, call themselves, they're all in on the program, and they're all going to sign laws, and they're all going to fast track this thing, no matter where you're at, to where this is going to be the new system. This is why the financial collapse of the dollar is happening. This is why you're seeing all this order out of chaos, which is about to be orchestrated, about to start happening. Lockdowns, new scandemics, all type of things, man. All so that they can bring in this new digital beast system to where you will be completely enslaved, monitored, tracked, traced, bagged, and tagged under it. All right? And which will make these elites to be gods, digital gods, man. To know all, to see all, you know what I mean? And have complete and total control over every citizen on this planet Earth. It says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, point blank, period. And you see over there in Kenya, they're already rolling it out. You see, it says the digital ID will expand the use of biometrics from fingerprints to iris and to facial scans, at least as it currently stands. India has been collecting all fingerprints, eyeball scans, and facial recognition images in the Aadhaar system for years. Yeah, so all of these countries, all of these governments, they're all, they're all brought into this new digital system. And it's going to start with them getting all of your digital ID, your eyeball scan, your iris scan, your medical information. All of that information will eventually be transferred into your C ragamuffin, man. You see? It says individuals will be issued a digital ID as a virtual representation of their physical identification documents. The digital ID will not solely rely on fingerprints biometry like the Humana card, but will seek to widen the pool of biometrics in the National Identification System to include iris and facial recognition. Immigration and Citizen Services Principal Secretary Julius Bitok said in 2023, according to the new Kenyan sites. You see, social programs, banking, medical identification, purchases, birth certificates, and other activities of modern society will require the Masha Namba. You see, and like I said, if you want to be identified as a citizen, you want, to receive whatever benefits from the government, you want to get a paycheck, you want to work, you want to be identified, you're gonna have to eventually accept this new, bow yourself down to this new beast system. Otherwise, you'll be killed. You'll be separated from functioning in this society. Like I said, watch the movie Demolition Man with Edgar Friendly and everybody that was living underground. They were the ones that refused to bow down to that new San Angeles police system, and to they refused to join themselves into it. Therefore, they were casted underground. They were separated from living in San Angeles, man. All right, and they were looked at as the scum of the earth, the scum of society. They couldn't just move around and operate out there, use a telephone, get a cab, have an apartment, go into the grocery store. All those luxuries, all of those functions of society they were separated from it because they refused to accept this new digital beast system. And we see it taking place right here before our eyes, man. And they said by December, they want Kenya to get down with this. And it's going to eventually be here in the States. They're just waiting for this election and all this chaos and all hell to break loose here, the financial collapse. And then once they do all that, they're going to come with the solution, and it will be this exact same system. It may be called a different name, but we know that all roads eventually lead to the MOTB. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. All praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai for putting the spirit of me to do this lesson. Till the next one, Shalom.